Hey friends, welcome back for more Reddit stories. Today we have a couple of Am I the Asshole stories for you to enjoy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's go. Am I the asshole for leaving my husband in the grocery store because he started acting like a toddler? We all go through phases and pick up annoying habits, and sometimes we just need our loved ones to gently tell us if we picked up a particularly egregious habit. Sometime in the last year, my husband has picked up a habit where he talks like a baby. At first, it was funny, but passed into embarrassing, cringeworthy behavior quickly. Examples: Dogo, Popper, Woofer, Subwoofer, Pibble, Hootie Boy, Peepo, Burp, Meow Meow, Sammy, Sandwiches, Sammy Whammy, Chicky Nuggies, Chicky Tendies, adding a toddler as lisps to words, and the ones that really get gross are childish euphemisms for genitalia or sex. I cannot emphasize this enough. It is not endearing or sexy to have my husband talk about my boobies and his wiener and weenie and wee wee, hoo-has and bajingos. Nostalgia for scrubs be damned. We have not had sex for 6 months because he cannot stop talking about my boobies and it makes me sick. Just before the pandemic hit, we were out at a restaurant with some friends. He actually ordered a Chicky Sammy, like said that exact phrase. Chicky Sammy. Look, it's totally fine that he ordered the chicken sandwich. That's not the issue. Our friends noticed the baby talk because he insisted on continuing the joke and even started talking with his god-awful toddler lilt accent. After that, I just couldn't stomach the idea of going out with him to adult places. I would go out to the brewery with friends, but God forbid he join me and say, "Me want another beer" or something. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why he's doing this. I finally hit my limit when we were grocery shopping and everything seemed normal and fine until he gasped like a kid, ran to the ice cream section and jumped up and down yelling, ice cream, I want chocolate." I was mortified. People were staring at him and me. He kept going and kept saying, "Can't we get popsicles?" And I just said, "Either talk to me like an adult or I'm leaving." He started saying, "Oh, you must be fun at parties and lighten up, will you?" And shit like that. I said, "Fuck it," and left the store, leaving him to walk home like a mile. It was fine because I couldn't even look at him. Since then, things have been very tense and he keeps telling me that he wants an apology for embarrassing him by leaving him in the store. I told him that people don't get to demand apologies if someone wants to apologize. It's up to them. And I am absolutely not going to apologize for saving myself the embarrassment of a 35-year-old man with a mortgage and retirement account asking for chocolate ice cream. He got his fucking mom involved, no joke. She keeps telling me it's just a phase and that he's probably bored and I should be happy this is his midlife crisis, rather than him fucking 19-year-olds at the local bar. I am going crazy. Am I the asshole? Do I really just need to let my husband continuously embarrass me like this? Not the asshole. I would sit him down and have a serious heart-to-heart. I did not marry a toddler. I married an adult partner to build a life with. I've told you repeatedly that this is not a joke. I find it annoying and whatever other adjectives you like, and it has caused me to lose all sexual attraction to you, and not having sex for 6 months is a problem. And instead of modifying your behavior and trying to respect my feelings, you bring in your mother to our relationship to justify your actions? If you are truly a little boy who wants his mommy, you can pack up your stuff and live with her. If you are interested in saving this marriage, you will not only go to a regular doctor for a checkup to make sure there isn't some underlying medical condition for this change in behavior, you will start marriage counseling with me immediately. So if this behavior is in response to some subconscious need you are not having met, we can figure it out together. These are your options: fight for our marriage as an adult or be a child that is not old enough for any sort of meaningful relationship and go live with your mother. She may have talked to him, but not to the point it's our marriage or out. I'm not usually a fan of ultimatums, but everyone has their limits. I've been in a relationship when I'm told them every week for years to pick their wet towel off the floor or not put it on the bed, and the behavior never changed. The difference is the towel behavior never made me want to stop having sex or walk away from my relationship. Her husband probably thinks it isn't a big deal, as indicated by him continuing to do said baby talk. We don't know as the audience if OP has said this has gotten to the point I am willing to walk away from this relationship. I think OP has to make it crystal clear whatever their intention is. I believe they need therapy no matter what, because the husband disregards OP's feelings so much and brought his mother into the equation, both of which are not okay. If he still baby talks, whines to his mother, and refuses therapy, OP can walk away without regrets or guilt. Am I the asshole for taking back my nephew's Christmas present and giving it to my son? My sister and I always had a strained relationship. I usually just let things go and try to keep peace. We both have sons who are around the same age. My nephew is 13 and my son just turned 11. For my son's birthday, I bought him the new gaming system he has been wanting. He was absolutely thrilled and he plays non-stop. My sister is bad with money. I usually have to lend her money for bills and stuff for my nephew. I know my nephew doesn't always get the best Christmas gift, so this year I went a little crazy and I purchased the same gaming system for him for Christmas. I already had it ready and wrapped under my tree. Yesterday, my sister's family came to visit. My son asked me if they could go play video games. I said yes and reminded them to be careful. About 30 minutes later, my son comes running to me crying. I asked him what was wrong and he led me to the front hall. When we get to the stairs, I see the new system smashed on the floor. Someone had thrown it from the upstairs and it was now smashed to pieces. I asked my son what happened and he sobbed and pointed at his cousin. I asked my nephew if he did this and he started to laugh. He said that it was a stupid baby toy and that he saw people break them online. My sister came in and I told her what happened. I explained that this was an expensive system and that her son needs to be disciplined for what he did. I told her I wanted her to pay for what her son broke. She laughed and said no. She says I shouldn't have let them play unsupervised, that it was my fault and that I am a bad parent. She said my son will get over it and that it was not important. Seeing my son sitting on the ground next to his broken system trying to put the pieces back together tore my heart out. I walked over to the Christmas tree and grabbed the system that was meant for my nephew. I pulled the gift wrap off and I gave it to my son and told him to go upstairs and set it up. My sister asked me why I was making such a big deal when I had another one already. I then laughed and told her that was her son's Christmas gift. That since it wasn't important and it was just a stupid baby toy, then they obviously won't miss it. I then told them to leave. My nephew realized what happened and began to cry that my son had stole his system. I said no, his was the one that he smashed. My sister was livid and told me that I will never see them again. I just said okay and slammed the door. Other family members have now been calling me non-stop and saying I am an asshole and that I ruined my nephew's Christmas. I don't think so though. My nephew is 13, he is not a stupid kid and he knew what he was doing. I don't care that it was over jealousy, he is old enough to know better. My sister was not going to make the situation right, so I just did what I had to do. They all think I should buy another new system for him, but I don't have that kind of money. I'm starting to feel bad about this, and I'm wondering, am I the asshole here? Let's have a look at the comments. Not the asshole. Your sister's terrible parenting ruined her kid's Christmas. Your nephew's jealousy ruined his own Christmas. It's entirely possible that your sister has spun a lie to the extended family, so be sure the flying monkeys have the full story in your responses to them. What part of my nephew deliberately smashing my son's console, telling us he had seen it done online, and insulting the gaming system is acceptable in your eyes? How is my sister refusing to take responsibility for the damage or for disciplining her son acceptable in your eyes? I bought 2 consoles. My nephews deliberately smashed one. I wouldn't be buying a third. If you think that sort of behavior deserves to be rewarded, feel free to buy a console for nephew yourself. Not the asshole. Your sister just disrespected you and your child and doesn't care enough to discipline hers. Her son will grow up to be an entitled jerk. You did nothing wrong, just taught them a lesson that I hope they will learn. Probably won't though. Not the asshole. Do not buy this kid anything. He's 13 years old and knows right from wrong, and if he doesn't, this is his first lesson. Actions have consequences. Am I the asshole for refusing to buy a coworker lunch? I, 23-year-old male, have a coworker, 25-year-old male, who is a mooch. If you get something for lunch, he wants you to get him something too, but expects you to buy it for him because since you mention it, he says you offered. At first I thought maybe he had a money problem, but then overheard him laughing and bragging to someone in another department about how he was able to scam lunches out of his coworkers. And he's attempted to bully a free meal out of someone more than once. His general entitled attitude is one of the many reasons I don't like him. So yesterday, my girlfriend and I had lunch together. He overheard me confirming before I left and asked what I was bringing him, and I said nothing. He said I brought it up and I corrected him. No, I was confirming we were still good and he was eavesdropping on my conversation. He started complaining, so I had if he gave me money for his food, I would bring him something, but I wasn't going to buy him food. He started complaining about it again and I got irritated and said no money, no food, and then I left. When I got back, my boss said my coworker complained I was being hostile. I told him what happened and how he's constantly trying to weasel free food out of people, even some of the people he knows are struggling. So my boss asked around and several others collaborated what I said. My coworker got dragged into the office and now he's pissed that I narked and how he was just kidding. Most of the office thinks he got what he deserved, but a few think it wasn't worth getting him in trouble over. Today, no one he asked told him what they were doing for lunch, and he's whining that we are alienating him. I said he alienated himself because of his behavior. He said I'm an asshole, but I don't really feel bad that a mooch who thinks it's funny to scam his coworkers thinks I'm an asshole. So, am I the asshole here? Let's have a look at the comments. Definitely not an asshole. He got what was long overdue. It's not like you went out of your way to knock on him. He is the one who knocked on himself by whining to your boss about you. Had he not brought up this issue and forced you to defend your actions, what did he think was going to happen? That you were just going to roll over and let your boss bollocks you for no reason? None of this would have happened. Good on you for standing up for yourself and your coworkers and hopefully give him a life lesson. This not the asshole. He tattled on himself when he's complaining and false report got you sent to the boss's office to be asked yourself what the hell was going on? What did he expect you to do? Lie and cover for him? Must be pretty stupid if that's the case. How does this man even have the dignity to sleep at night? To ask co-workers who knows are struggling, by your words it's not all but some, still. To bully food from people as an adult? This man isn't homeless. This man has a job. This man has money from said job. If he wants food so damn badly for free, he can go to a damned food bank. Hell, not even. Food banks give food to people who need it. This man can walk or drive his ass down to the store and cry while spending his paycheck on food because he's greedy and stubborn. So those were the stories for today's video. If you enjoyed it, a thumbs up will help support the channel, and I will see you in the next video.